Ever pondered about the wealthiest people you've never heard of? Well, get ready for a roller coaster ride into the life of an unexpected hero. In the grand tapestry of life, some individuals leave an indelible mark. One such individual was an unassuming black American, whose wealth was only eclipsed by his humility. His life was a paradox, a riddle wrapped in an enigma. He had the means to live in opulence, yet he chose the path of simplicity. He could have been a king, but he chose to be a knight, the janitor of the chessboard of life. Struggles were no stranger to him. Life threw him into the deep end, dealing him a handful of triggers and trauma, but like a phoenix, he rose from the ashes, each time stronger than before. His story echoes the sentiment of Matthew 12:20. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smouldering wick he will not snuff out. His resilience was his strength, his humility, his shield. His life was a testament to the power of agility, precision and flexibility, not unlike a jaguar, patiently waiting for the right moment to pounce. He understood that strength didn't always lie in brute force. Instead, it was about waiting smartly, calculating moves, and striking with precision when the time was right. His wealth was a well-guarded secret, his assets unknown even to those closest to him. He was a billionaire, but not in the traditional sense. His riches weren't defined by the number of luxury jets he owned or the size of his bank account. No, his wealth lay in the lives he touched, the smiles he brought and the hope he instilled. He loved giving away his money more than he enjoyed acquiring it, a trait as rare as a blue moon. His appearance was deceiving. He looked poor, yet he was richer than most could ever dream of. He understood the wisdom of Proverbs 12:9. Better to be a nobody and yet have a servant than pretend to be somebody and have no food. So who was this man, you ask? A janitor, a knight on a chessboard, or a secret billionaire? Well, let's just say he had the agility, precision and flexibility of a jaguar, waiting smartly. Now, when we think of a jaguar, we don't usually picture brute force or raw strength, do we? Instead, we envision a creature of finesse and strategy, a creature that moves with a purpose, with each step calculated, every movement designed to reach its goal efficiently. That was our man. He wasn't the strongest, nor was he the biggest, but he was the most agile, the most precise, and the most flexible. Imagine a jaguar stalking its prey in the dense undergrowth of the jungle. It doesn't charge headfirst into the fray. Instead, it waits, biding its time, studying its prey, and choosing the perfect moment to strike. It's not about the power of the pounce, but the precision of it. The jaguar embodies patience, strategy, and most importantly, timing. Our man, much like the jaguar, played the game of life with a similar approach. He didn't bulldoze through obstacles with sheer force or power. Instead, he navigated around them with the agility of a jungle cat, the precision of a chess master, and the flexibility to adapt to any situation. He was always alert, always waiting smartly for the opportune moment to make his move. His life was a testament to the power of resilience, the value of patience, and the importance of strategy. He didn't rely on brute strength, but on his mind, his patience, and his ability to adapt and overcome. He was a living, breathing example of the saying, "It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog." He was a janitor, yes, but he wasn't just a janitor. He was a janitor with the heart of a jaguar, the mind of a chess master, and the spirit of a billionaire. He didn't have the strength of a lion, but he had the agility, precision, and flexibility of a jaguar. And in the grand scheme of things, that's what really mattered. This man was no ordinary janitor. He was the king of his own jungle. Our unknown hero had a penchant for private jets and giving money. Sounds contradictory, right? But it wasn't. Not for our hero. You see, he had a love for the finer things in life, yes, but he was also a man of great compassion. He was a billionaire who loved the hum of a private jet engine, the soft touch of leather seats, the quiet solitude at thousands of feet above the ground. Yet he also had a heart that beat for the less fortunate, a heart that understood that the true wealth of a man is not in his bank account, but in the lives he touches. Imagine this, a man who could buy anything he desired, yet chose to present himself as anything but rich. He lived by the wisdom of Proverbs 12:9, which says, "Better to be a nobody and yet have a servant than pretend to be somebody and have no food." Our hero was no pretender. He may have enjoyed the luxury of private jets, but he was not blinded by the glitter of gold. Instead, he chose to wear the cloak of humility, to blend in, to be the janitor's knight in the grand game of life's chess. Now, let's add a pinch of humor to our tale. Picture our billionaire, waiting in line at a discount store, dressed in his modest attire, all while his private jet is being prepped for his next flight. He could have been mistaken for a regular Joe, not the owner of a fortune that could buy the very store he was shopping in. But that was his style, his choice, his way of keeping himself grounded amidst his soaring wealth. He was an enigma, a paradox, a riddle wrapped in a mystery. A man who could have lived in a castle, but chose to dwell among the commoners. A man who loved the whispering winds at high altitudes, yet remained firmly rooted to the ground. And that's the punchline of the biggest joke of 2023. The billionaire who lived like a pauper. So what's the legacy of our unknown hero? What did he leave behind? Our hero, though shrouded in mystery, was an embodiment of agility, precision, flexibility. A silent knight moving his chess pieces with the finesse of a Jaguar, he navigated life's board with an uncommon grace. He was a billionaire who loved the thrill of private luxury jets, yet chose the humble appearance of a janitor. His triggers and trauma didn't define him. Instead, they fueled his desire to do good, to give more. His legacy, a testament to the Proverbs which remind us that it's better to be a nobody yet have a servant than to pretend to be somebody and have no food. His life was a symphony, a beautiful ensemble of piano and violin, where every note played was an act of giving. His story is a testament to the fact that wealth isn't measured by what you have, but by what you give. Remember, you may be the next unknown hero.